Welcome to the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. I am Peju Bamgboshe Roethlisberger.
Hi everyone, and I'm Naomi Bamgboshe.
And this is the Bamgboshe Happy Hour Pop Edition. How are you, Mom? What's up?
Oh, wonderful, sweetie. Everything is great. I'm enjoying this beautiful weather and summer temperatures. Everything's just going wonderfully. As far as I know, friends are fine, family is fine, and everything is going beautifully. How about you, daughter?
Yeah, everything is going really well. I'm actually looking forward to all of the cookouts coming up. I actually probably am going to have one myself. You know, I like to, grill. So,
oh, yeah? When are you planning on being home long enough to have one?
Well, I don't know about all that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
you have
right.
a hectic social calendar coming up.
That is definitely true. But you know what, Ma? We didn't do the podcast on Stevie Wonder's birthday, so I think we should probably do a little toast for Stevie Wonder. Let's do
happy
that.
birthday, Stevie. Oh, one of my favorite people in the world. Okay, let's raise our glasses to long life and prosperity, health, wealth, and happiness, and just continued everything the best for you, Stevie. Salud. This is birthday number 74. Yeah, wonderful. Okay. Salud.
Ma, remind us to talk about the drink place that we went to last week. I don't have the name on me, but I wanted to give them a high recommendation. So we'll talk about that on the next episode.
Okay.
Before we get into our main topics for the episode, guys, we just kind of wanted to give a little brief update on sports. Of course, Caitlin Clark had her debut game. She had a rough debut against the Connecticut Suns. The Fever lost 71-92. She did score 20 points, and she did make, I think it was 4 3-pointers. However, she had 10 turnovers. Now, we know that that's just something that happened. It was her first game. I don't think that'll ever happen again. It's the nerves. She put a lot of eyeballs on the WNBA and the opposing team, so sending positive vibes to her, and just kind of all positive vibes to the WNBA in general, so the women can get more pay and more ratings.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I echo those same sentiments. You have a, much higher viewership because, you have so many people, interested in watching the game. The ladies are very talented, very competitive, and, it's just a good look for the WNBA all the way around. And as far as Caitlin, she'll only get better and richer, and
she's fine.
Yeah,
she's doing very well.
She's doing wonderfully. She did pull down 20 points, and hey, that's a good thing. All is well. The Fever will be the Fever moving forward. Right?
That's right.
Okay.
And the Knicks, they won their game 121-91. They took a 3-2 lead over the Pacers. The series is not over, but I do think that was a good indication that the Knicks can pull it off. I'm, crossing my fingers for them, sending positive vibes.
Oh, yeah, me as well, because they did take a little spanking the last game.
They did.
Okay.
They took a little spanking.
Yeah.
But that they
wonderful.
are...
So that was a wake-up call.
Yes, there's several men down. The team is very injured and decimated, so they're doing the best that they could.
They're doing wonderfully, and I'm, very proud of them. And shout out to our Knicks, long overdue.
That's right.
Okay.
And a couple more things actually. The Nuggets have taken a 3-2 lead over the Timberwolves, 192-97.
Is Nikola still in there throwing his body around?
And he is. He scored 40 points.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
No joke. So we'll see what happens with that. And finally, tonight, almost around the same time that this episode will drop on May 15th, we have the Dallas Mavericks that are playing tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder. It is tied, so we're sending positive vibes because the last game, the Mavs really blew it. They blew it.
It just seemed as though they forgot a simple rule. I've heard it throughout my entire life when it comes to these professional games. For basketball, there are 4 quarters. They are 15 minutes apiece. Correct?
That is correct.
Guys, you have to play.
Actually, that is not correct.
Well,
It's
that's
12,
close.
12 minutes apiece.
12 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so 48.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, you have to play the entire game. You cannot, because you have held the lead the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and going into the fourth quarter, you cannot rest on your laurels. You have to play that game, do or die, to the end. And somewhere, somehow, it seems like they just totally fell apart, because however they had been playing, they had maintained the lead throughout almost the entire game.
Right.
Up to until the last few minutes. And then Oklahoma took over.
Yeah, we see that Luka is injured, so Luka's gonna have to find a way to play smarter.
And they're gonna have to find a way to put more protection on Luka, and other people gonna have to
Luka's
step
gonna
up
have
their
to
game.
just play better
Right,
too,
and
though,
he's gonna have to play better and less reckless.
Right.
And people are going to have to step up their game, so he doesn't feel the necessity to be throwing his body into everything and whatever.
I just think Luka's injured, and I think he's not playing.
He is injured.
I think he's not playing
He
smart.
is injured.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna disagree with you on it, but
Listen,
I think that's
everybody
the biggest
have
thing.
to step up their game,
And
including
Kyrie.
Right?
Yeah.
I watched the game, daughter. I saw what they did,
Okay.
and they all need to step up their game, because
Okay.
it was
And
no reason.
wait a minute,
There
they
was
gotta make
couple
free
of them-
throws.
Yeah, and they got to make free throws, and a couple of them were, getting fouls called against them for no reason. Kyrie had too many fouls. He had 5 early on.
Yeah.
Nah. Everybody's got to step up their game. And Luka, you're not really a wrecking ball, okay? You're an excellent player, but you have a body. You're not a wrecking ball.
Okay.
Okay. So
All right.
let's see, fellas. Let's see what you do
Mm,
tonight.
Let's see. All right, guys. Okay, let's keep it in the lane of sports. Still some more discussion on Tom Brady's roast, which you and I both thoroughly enjoyed. Apparently, Tom Brady has some regrets. He's saying that it affected his kids and he wouldn't do it again. Now, he went on Pivot, which we actually saw that interview. He said it's the hardest part about, like, the bittersweet aspect of when you do something that you think is one way, and then all of a sudden you realize I wouldn't do that again, because of the way that it affected actually the people that I care about the most in the world. It makes you in some ways a better parent going through it. Sometimes you're naive, you don't know. I wanted to do the roast because Jeff Ross became somebody I knew, but you don't see the full picture all the time. I'm going to be a better parent as I go forward because of it. At the same time, I'm happy everyone who was there had a lot of fun.
Right.
Now, I'm just going to start off I had no problem with the roast. Did some jokes go too far? Of course. That's what happens in a roast.
Right. That's what happens with jokes.
Right. This made me like Tom Brady more so because I saw another side to him as opposed to the robotic machine that we had gotten used to for the past 20-something odd years. I understand some of the things are offensive. I get it. It's not for children. But Ma, you and I both know they've been cracking those jokes without the roast about how he seemed to not be around as a parent for his children for many years because he was so in love with football that he appeared to love football more than his wife. I'm not going to say he loved it more than his children, but it appeared that was number one over his marriage. That was nothing that was hidden. They didn't really go in with Robert Kraft, but we all saw what Robert Kraft was accused of. Doesn't make him a bad person. Everybody makes mistakes, whether he did it or didn't. Like, everybody is a human being. Nobody is perfect. Go ahead, Ma. Sorry.
Correct. It made, in my opinion, Tom Brady needed that roast. He needed to be able to take good-humored as well as mean-spirited comments and jokes and so on and so forth, because to whom much is given, much is required. Mm-hmm. He should have the grace and humility to laugh at himself and not take offense to any of the crude, rude, funny, hilarious, and nonsensical jokes that were being made.
Right.
As far as his children, right on, daughter. Who does he think brought more detriment into their lives? Some bad jokes, a group of people half drunk making crude jokes and sexual jokes, as his kids are big now. I'm sure they've heard every sex joke under the sun. Or him, his own behavior, his own lack of participation as a parent. For many years, he himself has said he was not with his family on many Christmases. Tom Brady himself has said that.
Yeah.
So what do you think caused more harm and psychological damage to your children? A bunch of silly jokes, or you being an absent parent early in their lives? So Tom, you need to think about that, because that's the elephant in the room. Okay, not one night of silly jokes. So
yeah, and yeah, and I
loved the roast. I thought it was funny. I thought it was fine. And please, it rings insincere,
right,
for a man who has not prioritized his children to all of a sudden say, for teenage kids, and teenagers have the most crude jokes in the world. Mm-hmm. They will say anything about anybody. Mm-hmm. You think they're that thin skinned? You think people haven't already been saying all kinds of things? Like you said, daughter, you think people haven't already made all kinds of jokes? That's all part of being Tom Brady's children.
You talk to your children.
Tom Brady's children.
You don't ever want to put your children intentionally, in any type of danger or harm. The children weren't there at the roast. But you, like you said, of course, they're going to hear all types of insensitive and inappropriate things because they're teenagers. They're old enough to Google. They're old enough to read. They're almost grown, especially the guys.
Right, and they're children of one of the most famous and greatest football players of all time.
Right.
So this goes with the territory. They're going to get the praise, and they're going to get the shade.
And to be honest with you, if Tom Brady's children were more present, at least, in his life and early on in his career, that wouldn't have been a joke that they could have cracked. That wouldn't have been something like if people would have seen Tom Brady with his kids all the time and all that.
Absolutely.
No, that wouldn't have been a joke.
Absolutely.
They may have made fun of his divorce.
Absolutely.
But
that is Tom.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tom, that's on you.
Yeah.
And how your children handle it, that's also going to be on you.
Yeah. So, but I don't fault him for doing the roast at all. I think that was a good decision. I liked it.
I liked it. I thought it was a good move.
Yeah.
And don't let anybody tell you that it wasn't.
Yeah, and don't worry about your brand. You already done it. You don't have to do anything else.
Yeah, right. You are on the Mount Rushmore. Right. Okay. You are the Mount Rushmore. Right. You are the standard. Right. You are the gold standard by which other players want to be measured.
Yeah, I didn't like when somebody said, he was above that. I'm not going to say who said it.
No, it's not being above that. It's being humane.
Yeah. Hey, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we're going to keep it talking about children, and this person is no longer a child, so we can kind of go there. Just kind of all of the talk, we know that Bronny James wants to be in the NBA. And there's a lot of people who are a little suspicious, kind of doubting whether or not is this really the time for him to go in the NBA and also to play with LeBron James. Now, my question to you is, do you think that LeBron James has been a little too pushy or overzealous as a dad when it comes to Bronny?
I'm going to give a qualified answer.
And we love LeBron. We put that out there.
Okay. I'm going to give a qualified answer.
Yeah.
The answer is almost always yes.
Okay.
With that kind of question.
Okay.
Because a man who has accomplished as much as LeBron has,
mm-hmm.
he wants in his mind, I believe, he wants in his estimation what is the best for his son.
Okay.
And I think it's just an issue of pride and love that he wants to play with his son.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just that. And listen, and he's saying Bronny, but it could also be Bryce.
Right.
We don't even really know.
The younger son.
Yeah. Okay. Because they say Bryce has, potential.
Yeah.
They say Bryce has, good potential.
Yeah.
We've heard it a couple times now from people who are pretty much in the know about those kind of things. So, yes, has he probably overdone it and this and that? And has he really considered the long-term impact of everything? My instinctive answer would be to say it's all based on emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's all about a father's love for his son, pride, and all this kind of thing. That's my instinct. The other piece of it that we don't know that can make all the difference in the world, his relationship with his son.
Mm-hmm.
What have the two of them talked about? What do we know about who Bronny is as a person, how Bronny is dealing with it? What do we know, which is nothing,
right?
Compared versus what his father knows about how he's dealing with it and how he feels about it. That's the wild card that really makes the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we could say, oh my goodness, how could he be putting this kid under all this pressure? Maybe he loves it. Maybe he loves the spotlight. Maybe he doesn't feel the way about it that we look at it.
Right.
So that's the big piece. But what I will say, when you just asked me just the simple question, ostensibly the answer is going to be yes, he's a proud father and a braggadocio father, and he is LeBron, who is over and extra and everything on his own. So he brings that into his love and relationship with his family. And whatever we say about LeBron, however you think, whatever, people, you can only lie and hide but so far. Mm-hmm. LeBron has been with his family. Yeah. Now, he could have been whatever kind of father.
No, it's so funny because
he's been with his family.
It's so
juxtaposed
funny.
Against
Tom Brady.
Right. Whatever you want to say.
And he has the same amount of kids, too.
Right. And the same.
And
two
boys
and a girl. Right?
And close in age.
There you go. No matter how you look at it, we all know that LeBron has been with his family. And with Savannah, okay? But not even talking about Savannah, but just talking about the kids. He's been with them. And now, whatever kind of father he was with them, maybe he's been a bossy father, or this father, that father, whatever. I mean, we all have our personalities, obviously. But he's been with his kids. He has prioritized being with his family, whatever else he did.
Right.
So, so I will say this, that I don't think he would ever knowingly put any kind of pressure on his son, unwanted by the son. You know what I mean? I think him and his son are here. I think they see each other.
Right.
And I think that's where they are. At least that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. So, listen, I agree with you on everything. I think number one, he loves his son and he wants what's best for his son. I also think, he may have overstepped a little bit with this and just didn't think it through. He really didn't.
I don't think he didn't think it through the more I think about it.
You think he did think it through?
I do. You know what made me initially?
Okay.
I thought maybe just emotionalism and everything when he first started it. But at the point where that started to pivot is when Bronny had that health scare.
Yeah.
And I think at that point he set his arse down and got scared and started thinking, "Oh, this is my son." Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? If he didn't think about it before. Okay. Now you confront it with things a little differently.
Well, but he didn't pivot his
conversation. No. I didn't say he did. I'm saying I think he had that with his son at that point. And I think he's taken into consideration how his son is viewing it. And I think he feels that his son wants it and can handle it. So that's it.
Okay. Listen, Mom.
I didn't say he changed his conversation.
Well, all that you said there, I love it and it sounds great, but that is just you thinking, superimposing your thoughts onto him. There's no proof that he thinks that way at all.
Well, my goodness, I guess you have had private conversations with him.
No.
It's all of us superimposing what we think.
100%, but it's also true that he put it out in the first place that he wanted to play with his son.
Absolutely.
So you're saying is, I think that he's had a change of heart.
Absolutely.
Did he say that he had a change? Did he come out and say that?
He put it out to the media. Daughter, what I'm saying to you is you don't know what conversation he had to his son before he even put it out to the media.
You.
Well, then fine. That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
As long as
I concede to that 100%.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, listen. All we want to say is we do believe that LeBron James is a great father and he loves his son. I believe that Tom Brady loves his children. Now, I don't know what type of father he was. I can't say that. But I believe that he loves his children and will be a better father.
Let's just say this, right. He'll be a more present father.
More present.
Moving on.
Right.
And there's kind of a direct correlation between being a present father and being a good father.
All right.
Because somehow or another, those absentee fathers, they're usually not that good.
That is true.
Okay. There's those daddy gone fathers are usually not that good.
Yeah.
Okay,
so we're going to get into a couple of feuds. The first one, of course, is Shannon Sharpe. Now, Shannon Sharpe and Shaquille O'Neal. Shannon Sharpe was asked on the red carpet of the Webby Awards about his beef with Shaquille. Shannon said, I don't have a problem with Shaq. He said what he said, and I'm ready to move on. Now, Shannon seems to be in a place of forgiveness and about his business, and probably Shaq is too. I haven't heard what Shaq has said. Do you think that Shaquille should actually go on Shannon's podcast, Club Shay Shay? Do you think that should be like the next move between them?
Lovely. That would be wonderful.
That's what I think.
They both need to be in, there's a stage of change called transcendency. For people who have had every type of addiction and whatever. There's a stage, listen to me, there's a stage of change called transcendency.
Okay.
They both need to be there.
Okay.
They've been through enough.
Okay.
They've been through you said it, I said it, I answered, you answered. Should I say this? Should I say that? Should I forgive you? Should I not? Should I respond? Blah, blah, blah. They've been with all that.
Yeah.
Okay? Now it needs to be, we're above all that.
Okay.
And we're going to meet right here. They need to be in transcendency.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay. I'm with you on that.
I think that about Shaquille and Shannon.
Okay.
I think that about others as well.
And Kendrick and Drake.
Yes, they should now, because they've said everything
that you could
what you going to say now?
That's it.
What is it? So let's just be above it.
That's enough.
Right.
Okay, now here's another beef. Okay, so 50 Cent has responded to King Combs, who put out pretty much like a diss track.
King Combs Diddy?
Yes. That's Christian. I don't know why now he's King.
Well, whichever.
Oh, yeah, right. And Meek Mill jumped, of course, on the bandwagon to kind of go after 50 Cent because 50 Cent attacked Diddy.
Yeah.
But more people are starting to say that 50 Cent, but you had called it, feels a little bit more vulnerable at this stage in time. And so there's more people who are willing to go after 50 Cent right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in this situation, Ma, what are your thoughts on this? Should 50 Cent stay out of this completely? Should Meek Mill stay out of this and just, hope and pray whatever gets resolved with Diddy and that he's no longer involved in it?
Right.
And we know that King Combs just kind of wants attention because he's kind of thrown in there.
Yeah, and then that's his dad.
And that's his father.
So I think what I thought from the beginning is that 50 needs to what they used to call lay in the cut. Okay?
Lay in the cut.
He needs to lay in the cut.
Now explain for us.
That means fall back.
Okay.
Stop. Stay out of it. Lay in the cut.
Okay.
Okay? That's what 50 needs to do.
Okay.
50 is a grown man. Okay?
Yes,
not playing with these kids.
Right.
Okay? He's a grown man.
Leave those kids alone.
Right. Get them kids some money and let them go on and make their own business in life or whatever they doing. Okay?
Yes.
Stay out of that. Don't gloat or taunt anybody when they're going through trials and tribulations, because 50, in case you are too foolish to know it, accept it, or recognize it, into each life some rain must fall. So you laughing over here at somebody because whatever, whether they did it or didn't or whatever, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
You laughing at somebody over here. What about your own life? What are you inviting into your own life? You got children, businesses, all family, everything. Love, a partner, whatever. You know, you got going.
I don't think he has a partner anymore.
Whatever. Either if you don't have one, then you're trying to find one, or you want somebody good in your life. Everybody wants somebody good in their life.
Maybe the woman said that.
Well, whatever.
I'm just
playing
devil's advocate.
Whatever.
Sorry.
Whatever. Karma is real. If you don't believe anything else, please believe the world goes round.
You believe
and
in
round
karma?
and round. Absolutely. The world goes round
It
and round
doesn't
and
seem
round.
to always hit
sometimes
in the right spot.
It hits all kinds of ways, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to hit you. It could hit your kids.
Oh, gosh.
You know? Oh, baby, that's
or
a big one.
whoever you love. Yeah.
Or who you love.
Yeah.
You invite negativity into your life. 50. Stop it.
Yeah,
Stop
you're right.
it. Be a better person.
Yeah.
Be a better person. Because it'll hit you in ways you hadn't even thought about.
Yeah. 50, just stop. Like, you know, you're fighting with people from a different generation now. Well, Meek Mill is in his generation, but Diddy's son is
Do
not.
not kick a person when they're down.
Leave it
It's
alone.
just like in a relationship. If I'm in a marriage or cohabitational or somebody close in my life, if you get desperately ill, I'm not going to leave you if you're on your hospital bed and we don't know if you're going to make it or not and you're so sick. But guess what? When you recover and you get strong and this and that, I can walk off and leave you because you can make it.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not going to leave you when you flat on your back. I'm not going to do that. I didn't leave you when you was up and good and strong and everything was okay.
Right.
Okay? I'm not going to leave you. No, even if you weren't okay, I was with you. I'm not going to kick you when you're down. But when you're strong and you're okay, I can walk away.
You can walk away.
Yeah. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
that simple.
Okay, so let's talk about kicking, since we mentioned about kicking, Ma. So NFL kicker Harrison Butker was speaking in front of a graduating class, tells graduating women that they have been diabolically lied to by focusing on getting promotions and titles in the workplace, and instead should be leaning in to their vocation of being a
wife,
homemaker.
Yeah, he doesn't think women should work.
Now, he is the kicker for the Chiefs.
Yes.
Now, here's
Is
where...
he the kicker or a kicker?
A kicker.
Okay.
A kicker.
Okay.
Now,
there's a difference.
Here's when we talk about the Swifties. They come into play.
Okay.
They want him banned from the NFL. Not only just off the Chiefs. They want him banned.
Okay.
Do you think that he should be fired from the Kansas City Chiefs? Do you think he should be banned from the NFL altogether? Or do you think that's going too far? I don't know if he's a good kicker. Now, that's another thing. I don't know his record, and I probably should have researched that before we came on air, because that's normally what happens.
Okay.
You know,
your
talent is your talent outweigh your bullshit.
Yeah. You're hired based on not your political views, but based on your ability to perform whatever that job is.
Right.
And that's
offensive.
That's generally how it should be seen. However, we know, okay, Colin Kaepernick, okay, we don't have to go any further. We know that politics becomes a huge platform for lots of people.
This is true.
And if it were not for the fact that he is a kicker for Kansas City Chiefs, and they are the champions, not just a football team, they are the excellent football team.
Right.
Okay, his platform is wider than it otherwise would be. Okay,
right.
He's not just a regular Joe Blow talking. He's somebody who people are paying more attention to.
Yeah.
For that reason, so it becomes very sticky. In the past, they have penalized people for speaking what they consider controversial or extreme political views.
Yeah.
People have been penalized for that, but mostly on the left side, mostly liberal side.
True.
Okay, not necessarily conservative side, because the owners are usually conservative.
All right.
So, but should he be held to the same standard? If I'm the front office, I'm going to call him in and say to him, I understand that was not a sports event that he was speaking, but I would simply call him in and say to him, if I'm the front office, okay? Now, no, you're making these faces, but if I'm...
No, I'm listening to you.
If I'm in the front office, I'm going to call him in and say to him, listen, you can have... This is still America for the time being.
Yeah.
You still have your freedom of speech and all this sort of thing, and all your rights under the Bill of Rights and all the numerous amendments, okay?
Yeah.
However, if you start to impact our bottom line, we're going to have a problem with you. Okay. I will call him in just the same way as if he was on any other job. Okay?
Yeah.
If you start to make, say you're a social worker and you start to make decisions about the kids' medications or this or that, something which you are not qualified to do, you know, and it impacts the other kids in the household or this or that or whatever, you know, we're going to have a problem with you. You might be asked to leave. Okay? If you start to, that's just affecting the bottom line. I'm just trying to think of something just totally, you know, if you are affecting the bottom line, our bottom line, because of your promoting all your extreme beliefs, if it starts to impact our ticket sales, well, you and whatever.
We got to be careful with that, because supposedly, and I don't know if this is any true, this is what they tried to say with Colin Kaepernick, that it started to affect their ticket sales, and that's why, you know, they were...
Well, what you mean be careful with it? That's what they do.
But I don't know if that's true or not.
Listen,
I don't know if the matrix for that was...
See, but you're going...
The metrics, sorry.
Listen, you're going someplace else. I didn't say true or not. If that's the perception, and if in fact that is the metric, and if it's a legitimate metric, who's going to challenge it? Because let me tell you something, baby. The people in the business of making money, nobody's going to challenge it.
Well, to me, you know, if people are racist and they, you know, want to have an excuse to get rid of you anyway, like they did with Colin Kaepernick.
You're flipping it the other way. Stay with me
so you
about this guy
here.
Right.
I don't know how many football fans will care.
You don't have to know. I'm telling you my opinion.
Okay.
Right. Nobody has to know.
Okay.
But what I'm saying to you is that please don't discount the fact that it's all about the bottom line.
Okay.
With 99.9%
How can he get up
of these
there and
people
say that though? How could he just get out? How could he speak to a graduating class?
If I have freedom of speech, who can stop me?
You're right.
Who can stop me? If that's my mentality, who can stop me? And I'm telling you, when
would
it
you
affects
fire him?
I'm giving you my answer. I would fire him if I could find a legitimate reason to fire him. I would fire him simply because I find his views offensive.
Yeah.
Okay. However, legally,
you wouldn't.
I wouldn't be able to. Legally, I would make sure I'm in good standing before I fired him.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, and
I think, find his attitude divisive.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
and I think the problem is
hostile, hateful. And you didn't even talk about how he was railing against Pride Month.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He's also homophobic.
Yep.
So listen, I think it would be an easy fire. But like you said, we would have to check on things legally and see if what we could do.
You go.
You know, and normally
but he would be a person that I would call on the carpet immediately.
Guess what? He's a kicker. No disrespect.
You don't have
He's
to
not
tell
the
me.
quarterback.
That's what I'm telling you. When you said to me, this is the kicker, I'm like, the kicker? You mean he's a kicker?
Well, I mean, look, I don't know.
Meaning he's less important to the game than many other people.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He's not Patrick.
Oh,
Okay?
No.
He's not Travis.
No.
Okay?
He's not. No.
So that's what I'm saying. That is exactly my point.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
on a good day, me or you could be the damn kicker.
Yeah, especially how much I've been working out lately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, let me just calm down.
Okay.
All right. So let's move. Let's move on. Sort of in the sports world, sort of a cousin of it. So Shawnee O'Neal, who now goes by Shawnee Henderson's, her husband went viral because he told a woman in his congregation to hush. And a lot of people weren't really too happy about it. So the viral clip, Henderson said, didn't tell the whole story about the incident. He also added that the woman had been doing the same thing for years. He says, social media is into cuts, not context. Every suggestion that I've gotten from every naysayer, I've already done. This is a 4-year battle. I've already talked to her personally. I've already had ushers go up to her. I've already had prayer warriors talk with her. I've had everything. So she did it publicly after being asked not to. So the video shows Henderson getting distracted by a woman in the choir who was crying and repeatedly screaming as the pastor was praying with the church members. The Houston pastor then walked toward the woman on stage, repeatedly snapped his fingers and said, "Shh, shh, hey, stop her, hush, hush. Silence in the name of Jesus," he added. "The only voice I want heard is his." What are your thoughts on that, Mom?
He's dead right. I think he's completely right. I don't want to use the word
How does he know
right.
that wasn't her voice? How does he know that Jesus wasn't speaking through her?
Maybe he was.
So he shouldn't have told her to be quiet.
Okay, that's how you feel. You asked me my opinion.
Well, you know I'm not a religious person.
Here's my opinion, and that's why I'm surprised you're saying that.
But some people might say that.
Some people do say that. Guess what?
Okay.
Jesus has it figured out for you to be loud and disruptive every Sunday.
She was catching the Holy Ghost.
I heard it. You know what? Catch it at home. Catch it before you get here. Catch it in your car. Catch it in the bathroom. Catch it anywhere you want. Whatever. You are not going to be heard over me and everybody else. Yes, because he was singing. He had a lovely voice. You're not going to catch, and he was preaching. You're not going to catch it over me and everybody else here. Jesus is no closer to you than he is to the rest of the congregants. You are being loud and disruptive, and you need to stop. And what I'm going to say is this. You know why I say that? I'll never forget. I had a coworker whose father was an assistant pastor. I won't even tell you where, because these are real people, real things. I would just say in Jersey City, New Jersey, when I was young. Okay, younger. And during one of the sermons, her sister, my coworker's sister, whose father was the assistant pastor, had a moment where she screamed out and started shouting and loud and fell over and fell out.
Okay.
And her mother, the assistant pastor's wife, her mother went over to her and told her, "Stop that and don't do that again."
Okay.
And she stopped it and didn't do it again.
Listen, I think that you can't tell when people, when they're in the
Nobody said they could tell anything.
They said, some people said you don't know the struggles that woman went through.
Nobody said anything about her struggles. Nobody said any of that wasn't 100% real. She was told
No, he just wanted people to hear his voice.
Absolutely. But guess what? This is the mother of the assistant pastor, wife of the assistant pastor, and mother of the girl that was doing this, the young lady that was doing all this. And she felt like, stop it. and don't do it again.
Ma, listen,
I gave you my
answer. I got you. I respect everybody's religion.
I gave you my answer.
I respect everybody's religion, but sometimes people who are
religion?
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying from my perspective, what I've seen in not all churches, but in many churches, the pastor likes to showboat and likes to be the star of the show.
Everybody knows that.
Sometimes,
and guess
there
what?
are people who feel that they are catching the
Here's
spirit
other
of the Holy Ghost. And
right.
why don't you go up to her and say, yes, sister, yes, get it. Good. Why you gotta tell her to shush?
Good. And you know what? The people came there and fill out that collection plate to see the pastor. Okay? They ain't here to see you.
Oh, the collection plate.
They ain't here to see you. Okay, so in case you got it twisted,
maybe they was here to see Shawnee O'Neal.
Yeah,
her name is Shawnee Henderson now.
Whatever. Don't get it twisted. You ain't the star of the show. Okay, if it is, if you think you are, then open up your own church. That's another reason for her to be quiet.
Okay, all right. You and I disagree on that, but okay. All right. Okay, so let's move on to somebody else who has gone a little far away from the church, but maybe he's not. Maybe he's close to the church. I don't know. Everybody's business. Do what y'all want to do. Darius McCray, a.k.a. Eddie Winslow. Remember him from Family Matters?
Yeah, so wonderful.
He actually has a nice voice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, Ma, you can help support him in his career on OnlyFans. Are you going to support Darius McCray on OnlyFans?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I will support him in his other endeavors where he's actually working, but I'm not going to.
That's work.
It is work. That forgive me for saying that.
Sex work.
You know
is
what?
Work.
Sex work is work. But how about this? Well, let me just put it to you this way: he don't turn me on. Okay, bam. Okay. How about that?
Okay. All right. So let's move.
I'm
gonna say I agree with you on that. He should. I would prefer to hear him sing. Okay. Now, moving on, Tiffany Haddish is reflecting on, what she calls her weird breakup with Common. She was on a podcast, on Hoda Copy's podcast, and she said that her and Common had a great relationship, but it ended weird. And Hoda said, how did it end? And she said, I would just say this. It's like, you remember when you were a kid and you'd be on a play date and y'all are like playing, having a good time, and then all of a sudden y'all are like sliding down the slide, and then you turn around and go, where did they go? Where'd they go? And you see them waving at you, and then mama carrying them away, and they're like, bye, that was it. That's how the ending was with Common. So she also said that she likes Jennifer. Jennifer is, a good person, a wonderful person,
and which she is, as far as we can tell,
they're probably having fun.
Person.
And we did see Jennifer sitting at the front row with Common at the nickname.
And they were smiling, and Jennifer looked like she was in just a playful mood.
And she looked 10 years younger.
And she certainly did.
Yeah.
And it just was a very pleasant look.
Now, should Tiffany have discussed her relationship again with Common? What are your thoughts on that? Oh, Ma, we're going to be reading the book of the month, which is Tiffany Haddish's book, I Curse You With Joy.
Okay.
I hope somebody's cursing her with joy.
This is what I want to say. Normally I would say, Tiffany, let it go. But because these are show business people, and I've seen somebody like Vivica Fox talk about relationships that ended 20 years ago and still talking about it. I guess if you compare it to that, it's not really inappropriate. Okay?
Correct.
I think emotionally and psychologically, Tiffany has moved on.
I think so too.
And that's the real issue. So it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
And however they broke up, well, that's her perception, because I've seen so many people. I don't know. Obviously, guys, let me preface everything by saying I don't know, obviously, how they broke up. However, sometimes things are a matter of perception. Sometimes people simply refuse to accept what is clearly there in front of them. I've seen so many people the person is letting you know this is it. We're moved over to friend zone, or no relationship. The relationship is over, and people just have not accepted it. And sometimes people also get ghosted. So I'm not sure how it went down or what happened, but at this point, I'm glad to see that Tiffany is being pretty gracious about it, and all good. It's over. It's over. We had fun when we did what we did, but for whatever number of reasons, it's over. Clearly it's over, and good. I don't know how. I'm not gonna be accusatory because I don't know. I don't know how it broke up.
Yeah.
Tiffany herself may have broken it up. Tiffany may have went off to a job or did this or did that, and he interpreted that as a breakup. Tiffany may have went out on a date with an ex-friend or lover for business reasons or not business reasons, and he took that as, oh, it's over, oh, that's it.
Well,
we don't know so many scenarios. We don't know.
Well,
But Common does have a history of breaking up with a lot of people.
He's dating a lot of people.
But he's a bachelor, and he's a man of a certain age, so he has lots of history.
Right.
So what are you going to say?
Well, okay, so here's my thing.
Tiffany is an attractive person. I'm not too sure about some of her, choices and everything, but Tiffany is an attractive woman. She's right. She'll be with whomever when she gets ready.
And she's had at least one husband. I don't know, maybe two.
Absolutely.
At least one.
And so she'll be good. She's good.
What I wanted to say about this is I don't like talking about exes for many different reasons. However, we live in the world of...
And people ask you, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of times people just ask them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, we live in the world of social media, and we also live in the world of podcasts. And a lot of times you go on a podcast, people are going to ask questions. I don't think she said anything that was really bad about his character. It was a breakup. She didn't say he, mistreated me. He was a terrible person. She wasn't really quite clear how they broke up.
She sort of implied that it was a pleasant relationship when they were together.
Right. So, so I'm kind of like okay with this whole situation.
Yeah.
And she's plugging a book.
Right.
But she also said that Common is not in her book. So that was really interesting.
Well, I think that's kind of maybe good.
Yeah.
I think that shows a level of class on her part.
Yeah.
That she either didn't speak about him or spoke about him positively.
Oh, right.
Either way, right. I think that's probably a good sign.
Okay. So we're gonna move on. We have two more things. One. Now this one may go really quickly, Ma. So do you remember Clay from Love Is Blind? Clay and AD. I know you remember.
Yes.
Okay. So,
yes, I do remember Clay.
And I showed you. So this is who. So Clay is dating Selena Powell now. You see this woman? You see her? Just that's how she.
Yes.
I don't know what is going on there. Now she's an OnlyFans model. She has a very infamous past. She somehow or another claimed that she was impregnated by Offset, who is Cardi B's husband. She also has been linked to people like Young Thug, Snoop Dogg, and the late Aaron Carter. She has a lot of stuff going on, but they posted a picture of them on social media. Did AD dodge a bullet?
Yes, because this man is doing nothing. Now he's picking up B-level trash.
Not B, maybe
it's
CD.
Now he's just picking up anybody trash, just trying to get 5 minutes of notoriety.
All right.
And not notice I didn't say fame, notoriety.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So really
Pat.
happy
I think,
about
I
that.
think good look for AD if AD is trying to be serious.
Right. Well, and I'm sometimes wrong with these things. But I did not have a good feeling about Clay.
You absolutely were right on about him.
You
were right on about him.
So AD, wish you find in yourself a good man and one that is deserving of your time and love.
There you go.
So, all right, Ma.
I'm pretty sure AD's moved on.
Oh yeah. And finally, Ma, would you ever agree to be roasted?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Because I'm fire and I will roast the hell back.
Okay. Okay.
Roast on.
Okay.
Roast on, baby, because I got it coming for you. That's
Okay.
right, because it'll give me a chance to vent.
Okay.
Yeah, roast on, because I want to put something on fire. Yeah, do me good to put something on fire. You roast. I'll show you what a roast is.
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I'm
well,
big
you're
yet.
You're a lot more sensitive than I am.
Yeah.
Man, bring it on. Bring it on. Bit. Oh, yeah? You talk about
But I admire people who
listen,
are
you talk about my husbands? Woo! Let me talk about your lack of husbands. Okay. Oh, I got it for you.
Okay.
Oh, you talk about my career? Let me fire you up. Oh no.
Wow. Okay.
I love to roast. I love the repartee. I love it.
Okay. All right. Like I said, I don't know, but I would admire and respect anybody who.
Hey, come hard. Come hard. The harder you come, the more I elevate my game. Love it.
3 things that made you smile.
The sun, the stars, the moon. As always, daughter, the sun, the stars, the moon. Life itself. Wonderful family. Life itself.
All right. I'm going to go with SWV and Escape are going on tour. They sat down and they did a little interview together with on the Breakfast Club. That was good to see. Bronny James, coming out to speaking to the media, being a young man. I love that about him. And number 3, the NBA playoffs, which I love.
Me too.
Is there anything that you want to say before we go?
I want to tell everyone, stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, and stay safe. That's it.
All right. Guys, continue to follow us on all of our platforms, all the social media platforms. Remember, we are going to be posting videos on YouTube of us. We are also posting the full live versions of the podcast now. You can go in and check and see of every episode. Go ahead, Maya.
P.S. If there's any local elections, stay woke, stay awake, see what's going on, go vote.
Ma, you tell everybody that. They know.
No. Well, I have to remind, because just like us down here, there's always different local elections, and it's really important.
Okay. All right. Also, yeah, I think Ma pretty much said everything. So like we said, follow us on all our social media platforms, guys. We really do appreciate you. If you have any questions or anything you want to send us, send it to us at info@BamgbosheHappyHour.com or send us your DMs. Thank you so much, guys. Be safe, and we will talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast, streaming on most platforms.